I mean, you should move out of Baton Rouge, but you ain't supposed to turn your back on Baton Rouge. You know, I wouldn't turn my back. I'll get from down here.
Baton Rouge has shined a light on many rap stars like Lil Boosie, Webby, and Kevin Gates. But in the mid-2010s, another wave of talent was emerging. From the gritty streets of South Baton Rouge came Garrett Burton, better known as G Money, a rapper whose raw voice and pain-driven lyrics made him stand out in a crowded field. He had the charisma, the hunger, and the music that connected deeply with the city. But while his career showed signs of a bright future, personal conflicts and street politics would ultimately pay a life and the road cut his life short. Growing up in Baton Rouge, G Money experienced the struggle of poverty and crime firsthand. Like young men around him, he hustled to survive, but also worked small jobs here and there to get by. What made G unique was his ability to translate that lifestyle into music with a level of honesty that fans respected. Inspired by Baton Rouge legends like Lil Boosie and Kevin Gates, G wanted to tell his story in the same raw fashion. In his teenage years, he built a brother-like bond with another upcoming rapper, Fredo Bang. The two eventually joined Top Boy Gorilla, better known as TBG, a rap collective that was more than just music. It was a family. Together, they carved their names into the Baton Rouge scene. Back then, even NBA Youngboy was aligned with them. In fact, Youngboy appeared alongside G Money, Fredo Bang, Boulevard Quick, and others on the TBG track iPhone 6, a song that captured the unity they once had. But things would soon change. As NBA Youngboy's career began to take off, he eventually distanced himself from TBG, choosing to build his own movement. Shortly after, Youngboy secured a record deal and tensions began to rise. What was once brotherhood slowly turned into rivalry. Baton Rouge would become divided between supporters of NBA Youngboy and the supporters of the TBG camp. The fallout became public through music. G Money released the song Industry, where he openly took shots at Youngboy. In the track, G rapped about having relations with Youngboy's sister, a line that many felt crossed a personal boundary. The song wasn't just a diss, it was a statement. The friendship was over and the two were now on opposite sides. NBA Youngboy responded with his own tracks and freestyles, including Poor Boy and Change, where he directed subliminal and not so subliminal shots back at G Money and TBG. He accused G of jealousy and clout chasing, further intensifying the feud. The back and forth continued both in music and on social media, with insults traded that went beyond rap. What made it worse was that both artists still lived in Baton Rouge, a city known for violence when rap beef spilled into real life. Fans on both sides fueled the fire, and the city streets felt the weight of a war between two camps that were once family. Even with the beef, G Money continued to grow as an artist. Songs like All I Know gave him buzz locally, and his music videos were pulling in solid numbers online. His authenticity made him one of the faces of TBG, and many believed he was just one breakout hit away from stepping onto the national stage. Unfortunately, he would never get that chance. On September 10th, 2017, tragedy struck when G Money was shot and killed outside of a recording studio in Baton Rouge. He was only 22 years old. His death devastated his friends, family, and fans. And for TBG, it marked the loss of one of their most promising stars. In the aftermath, Fredo Bang carried the torch for TBG, often honoring G's memory in his songs and interviews, making sure the world never forgot his friend's name. G Money's story is tragic and may be one of the biggest what-ifs in modern rap history. He had the talent, the voice, and the momentum to become the next big name out of Baton Rouge. But like so many artists before him, the mix of music and street life created a dangerous storm he couldn't escape. Today, his legacy lives on through his music and through the artists who continue to keep his name alive. In the aftermath, Fredo Bang will be released from prison and continue to carry the TBG torch. Devastated, often keeping G Money's name alive in his music and interviews, for many, G's legacy lives on as a reminder of both the talent and the tragedy that has came to define Baton Rouge rap. G Money's story is one that reflects the harsh reality of chasing dreams in an environment where danger is always lurking. He had the voice, the presence, and the hunger to rise out of Baton Rouge and represent his city on a bigger stage. His life was cut short before he could reach his peak. Still, his music and his memory remain with those who loved him, admired him, and saw the star he was becoming.